Good morning. Welcome to Yoga Pilates Fusion. We're going to start laying down. Now, we want to get the curves in our spine neutral when you're lying down. So your chin should feel like it's level and your pelvis should feel level. So if when you stretch out on your back, it feels like your head is up, you can put a support underneath your head. Just snuggle your shoulder blades down. If it feels like your back is overarching, you can bring your feet to the ground, and that will allow the hip flexors to soften enough to get your back in a position that feels neutral. Now, can you guys see me okay? A little thumbs up if that's possible. I'm hoping you can see me. It looks like you can. All right. So we're going to pause just for a couple moments to breathe. So once you've got your spine in a neutral position, you're going to breathe in such a way that it allows your rib cage to expand and relax. And we're trying to get a little bit of movement in the ribs so that we can free any tension that lives in the intercostal muscles between the ribs. And also in the secondary breathing muscles that live like around the chest and in the neck. So we're allowing nice deep breaths to expand all of this musculature that lives in the upper part of the torso. And if for any reason it feels super restrictive, maybe you have really tight muscles there, you can take every other breath kind of down deeper into your belly to create enough oxygen for you to feel comfortable. So we've got 5 more breaths here. One more big breath. Let go with a big Oh, that feels nice. All right, sometimes just pausing for a moment and deep breathing is super delightful. So your one leg is going to stay straight, one leg is going to come in, you're going to give that leg a little hug, and then we'll just spin that foot around in some circles. And then circle it the other direction. And then point and flex with your ankle joint. Trying to get your toes as close to the shin and your heel as close to the back of your Achilles tendon as you can. Just really, whatever your range of motion is, go to the edge. I like to spread my toes out too, as best I can. All right, so then we're gonna let this leg go a little straighter. You might have to let go of it a little bit. We're just gonna see if we can give the back of that leg a little bit of a stretch, or a lot of a stretch. Whatever the truth is. Oh. Now, letting go of that leg and centering yourself so that your hands are resting on the floor, your shoulders are pressing down, and I press the back of my arm into the ground quite firmly. Part of our core is actually the these trapezius muscles that live in the upper back. And so by pressing the arms down, I kind of engage those muscles. And then I'm going to hug in through the abs, try to hold my pelvis steady as I make a circle that's as big as I can make, given the circumstances. I don't want to kick over my plants or lava lamps or other things. So we're going to do one more circle going that way, just across the body and out, trying to hold steady as best you can through the pelvis. When you get to the top, go out to the sides, swing it down to the bottom, go straight up the middle. So this is an ab stabilizer exercise, and I like to do it at the beginning. Whoop, hold on, I'm hitting the rocks. I like to do it at the beginning because it's not too aggressive. Okay. So when you get to the top one more time, we're going to bring that knee back in, give it a hug, and then we'll release that leg. Oh. Give it a little windshield wiper, shake it out, rest it beside the other leg, and just see if you can notice a difference. And for me, this hip feels a little more relaxed, that side of my body feels a little bit softer. I think that's nice. All right, let's hug the other one in. So giving that leg a hug to whatever degree is appropriate. You're going to spin your foot in circles. And circle it the other way. And then we're going to point and flex. And again, just kind of working at the edges of that so we get into the calf muscles a bit. Alright, so now we're going to take that leg and just see if we can straighten out through the heel. And then, give yourself room if the hamstrings are super tight today. I like to pull the toes down so I can get the calf muscles too. One more breath. And then we'll let go of the leg. We'll get ourselves organized so that everything is nice and secure. You're pressing down into the upper arms, pressing down through the straight leg, and then hugging in through the abs. Come across, circle it out. Try to hold your torso as steady as you can. Come across and circle it out. One more time that way. And then when we get to the top, we're going to go out to the side, bring it down, and straight up. Sometimes some of these movements will make a little popping sound happen. That is, or sensation. If there's a tendon, that's probably getting like a little extra stretch and then letting go. Let's do that right up to the top and hug it in. Now for me, it's not uncomfortable, but if it's uncomfortable for you, you can try a different range of motion, a little less size of a circle. Sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't for me, so it's not an everyday occurrence. All right, so let's let that guy go. And then give everything a big stretch. Just see where it landed us. Oh. And so, yeah, everything feels a little more relaxed. So we're gonna do a movement called the single straight leg stretch. And there's a little bit of like a pulsation as the leg comes in. So we're gonna lift the shoulders off the mat. And if you do this with your neck muscles, it's not as effective as if you do it with your abs. So if you can put your hands behind your head and kind of press your head back into your hands rather than try to drag yourself forward, that is a way to do it with a little more support. If you can keep your neck in a neutral position so the chin doesn't lift up and it's not overly tucked, it's just kind of neutral, and then curl and use this part, the abdominal muscles part. One leg's going to come in, one leg's going to go out, and then we're going to get a little extra squeeze. Inhale, exhale, squeeze. So I like to do it with the hands back. Inhale, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, exhale, squeeze. And I'm trying to squeeze from my abs rather than from pulling on my neck. Okay? So head is back, squeeze. Okay. Reach through the leg that's going out. Two more. Last one. Good. So hug those legs in and give yourself a little moment. All right, so we're gonna do the 100. You're gonna curl up. You can keep your legs in, or for more intensity, you can stretch them out. I'm gonna leave them right there in the center, and then we're gonna pump the arms 100 times. Here, we're gonna try to hold this steady, squeeze back in. Here we go. 10, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 2, 1, 10, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 2, 1, 1, halfway. Good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't give up yet. 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more. 2, 1. Oh, come on down. Woo. Oh, I love 100. Stretch out, yogis. Oh, that feels good. All right. So we're gonna do some leg lowers. These are my personal favorite, but not everybody agrees with me. So the 2 ways to do this: you can take your hand, bring it underneath your hip like that, so that you can use a little bit more abdominal strength, and then also this upper body, because you'll press that upper arm down into the ground. Now for people who have longer legs than torso, that can be a better option. And if it just feels like it's making your low back arch too high off the ground, that's a little bit more supported. If you're a little stronger, or you have different dynamic in the way your body is constructed, you can take your hands behind your head. Again, you're pressing your head back into your hands and using the abs to curl yourself, not your neck. Then we're gonna bring the legs up and squeeze them together good and firm. And then, so you can do this way, we're gonna lower these legs down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. 4, 3, 2, 1, bring it back. Now if it feels like your back arch is off the floor, that's too far. So don't go as far, or really work those abs a little bit more firmly. Here we go, lower and down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. 4, 3, 2, 1, come on back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. 4, 3, 2, 1, come on back. 2 more, we're almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. 4, 3, 2, 1, come on back. Woo, it's our last one. We can do this, yogis. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, coming back. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh my gosh, I like that. Okay, all right, yogis. We're gonna roll like a ball. So first, just rinse everything out. Oh, it makes me feel all warm and sunny in my lower belly. So you're gonna grab your legs. And we're gonna try to make a round shape. Oh, I find it easier if I rock up first and then grab hold. And you can do it without holding on if you're a little bit stronger. Stay curled up. So we're gonna try to make a round shape and try to hover at the top, okay? So rock, and right here, hover. And rock, and hover. And rock, and hover. One more time, rock, and hover. Turn it into a boat pose. All right, you guys, we're gonna come up to all fours and do some cat. Oops, let me put the rocks back. Okay. Coming around. So, get yourself in position. Now, usually this is done with the fingertips pointing forward, and that's a great way to do it. But while you're also here, you could turn the hands different directions and see how that impacts your wrists. I like to try to get that upper back as round and stretchy as I can. And then when I get to this, kind of flatten out a little bit, get a little movement going in the shoulders. I'm going to turn one hand around backwards so that as I do this next round, and try to get that tailbone curled under, because that low back feels like it could use that stretch. Whew. And then that wrist has gotten a good stretch, and then I'm going to do the other side. So, rounding up, trying to get that low back. Wasn't as challenging the second time, that's normal. All right, let's do some spinal balance. So we're going to take one leg out and reach it out nice and long, and then the opposite arm. Okay, so left leg, right arm, or vice versa. Stretch into that. Then we're going to curl up and bring the elbow and the knee together, and some people can touch their forehead to their knees, so you could do that. Stretch out, curl in. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, stretch out, reach. Try to get your pelvis level. Oh, it's not easy. And then come on down. All right. I love the way that feels. That part right here where you've done one side but you haven't done the other yet. Oh, my favorite. Every It's just very weird. Okay, up we go. So opposite leg, opposite arm. Find the, level place and reach. And then exhale and curl it and stretch it out. And exhale, curl it in. And stretch it out. See if you can lift your leg a little higher. Oh, really get it in there. Stretch it out. Oh, hold. Oh, and then bring it down. All right. Now, you might want to do a little child's pose. And then we're going to come to downward facing dog. So, hands shoulder distance apart. Oh, hips go up. And then just kind of work the shoulders a little bit. Oh. Try to find the position where your shoulder blades feel like they're going towards your waist. Hug the upper arms just a little bit towards each other. And then dance the lower body around a little bit. You can walk up and down with your heels or sway the hips a bit. Oh. All right, so we're gonna take a nice big breath, lift the right leg up, or actually any leg. You can start with any leg you want. Bring that leg forward. And we're gonna come to warrior one. So once you've got your legs where you want them, and sometimes it takes a little jiggle to get them into place, we're gonna swing this back heel down so that that foot rests on the floor all the way, and then come up. Now, my chest is gonna point forward, but my hip is gonna go with my leg, okay? I'm not trying to square the hip forward. That works for some people, but most of us, our anatomy is not built for that. And turning the hip a different direction from where the foot is facing will make either the knee or the hip joint pay the price. So let your hip go with your foot, and then turn your torso, the ribs, forward. So this is a warrior one shape for yoga, and we're gonna turn it into a spine stretch, which is a Pilates move. So we're gonna stretch forward, and then we're gonna reach out and fold over the leg. And then when we get here, we're gonna try to coil up. Start with the pelvis, bring your pelvis back first, and then coil each vertebrae one at a time up to standing. Give yourself a big stretch. Lean into it, sort of about diagonal, same angle as this back thigh, and then reach from there and keep going. And then we're gonna roll it up. Sometimes I do this with my eyes closed, and it's a little wobbly. Makes it more fun. So find that warrior one, lean into it, stretch the spine out, stretch, 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 stretch. You can't go any further, relax, and roll that thing up. And try to feel each of those vertebrae come into place. Okay, so now we're gonna straighten this leg out and turn all 10 toes a little bit more forward. You might still find this one's a little diagonal, that's fine. Just get your hips more or less pointing forward, and then fold over this front leg. And I usually adjust my back leg in a little bit and try to find this, the most even stretch across the back of the thigh that I can. Oh, it feels nice. I'm going to take this into a standing splits pose, or you could do a half moon balance. So I'll show you both. So we're going to bend this front knee and lift this back leg up off the ground. Okay. Standing splits means I'm just going to bend over and lift that leg as high as I can. If I want to do a half moon, I'm going to tilt this hip up and open to the side. Whee! Take one more breath, and then we're going to put the legs down. Now, you can go back to down dog and walk it out, which I like to do, and then stay there, or come to a plank and do a little lift and down, a little lift. Try to hold that plank steady and down. Do that again if you want to. We're going to lower down, come into cobra or upward dog. Oh, and that feels good. So I'm going to take one more breath. Elbows back. And then come back to down dog, and we'll do the next side. So opposite leg up. Oh, and then we'll step it forward. Organize it. Let the hips go where they go. Turn the ribs. I'm going to move just a tiny bit so I'm not in the way of that plant. And then press the feet into the floor. Arms come up. We're going to stretch forward and then really reach out. Let yourself fold and roll up. And I'm trying to be as wet noodle as I can be as I roll up slow. Oh. Stretch. Reach, 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 reach. Oh. And then roll. And I'm reaching more from the sides of my waist than I am from my arms. So I'm reaching out, but I'm really trying to lengthen right here. Stretch, 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 stretch. Oh. And roll it up. Oh. Okay, so again, I'm going to reorganize and fold over this front leg. Oh, it feels so good just to get a nice little bit of movement happening and some softening. All right, here we go. One more breath here. And then we're going to take this back leg up. Whee. And maybe that's your standing splits, or maybe it's your half moon balance. Whee. Out and up. All right. I'm going to step back into down dog. Add in your plank and stuff. If you want to stay with down dog, you can do that. You can go to child's pose. Take your plank, a little floaty leg, and down. A floaty leg, and down. Let's come into cobra. So come all the way down. Ooh. Let this mat absorb a little bit of the sweat from my face. It's warm in my window. All right, so we're gonna pause right here. Look over one shoulder and then the other. Just work the upper back. Oh. Roll the shoulders around a little bit. Oh. And then come on down for a moment and windshield wiper your legs. And then we're going to come to a seated position. We'll do Janu Shirsasana, or head to knee pose. So to do this, I'm going to extend one leg and I'm going to bend the other. Now some people can pull this foot right up in tight against the groin. My knee doesn't accommodate that, so I go more towards my calf muscle. And then lean a little bit to the side and pull the sit bone back so that it feels like it kind of orients you directly down the center. And then we're going to start with a fold, and it could just be here, or maybe you can come in a little further, or maybe you can grab hold of that foot or the big toe, or you can put a strap around your foot and hold on to it that way. And then you can kind of press like you're pressing on the gas pedal and use that to lengthen your spine. And so if it feels like you have to really round, you can come up higher so you can get that length. If I push a little bit more, sensation's a little different than if I pull my foot back a little bit more. So see what that feels like for you. 2 more breaths. And we're going to inhale up. We're going to leave the legs like this, but we're going to spin towards this bent knee. And you can put your hand on the back side, take the shoulder, kind of roll it back, and plant that hand. If you're like me and you're a little bit challenged, like I'm a Tyrannosaurus Rex, I think. Big legs, big tail, big mouth, tiny little arms. So you can put something behind you. Roll that shoulder down, lift up, I'm doing the work from my core to spin myself around. And then instead of looking over the shoulder that way, we're going to turn the head the other direction. So we're looking over this long leg, and then we're going to gently tilt the head back. And again, the reason for this, if you haven't seen any of the other videos, is because we're going to try to get a little bit of a traction in this area where our lymphatic system drains, so that we can get a little bit of, it's not a pumping action, but it helps the lymph move. The best way to get your lymph moving is to jump up and down on a trampoline, probably, or hang upside down a bit. But just kind of moving the area of the body where this lymphatic points live, and they come right under the skin. So we're not going deep, it's just a little skin stretch. And then just come on back and around. Ugh, ugh. I love a twist. Coming out of a twist makes me feel lighter. Ugh. If when you come out of a twist it feels cranky, or it feels like there's some tenderness in the spine, you definitely don't want to be that aggressive. So try backing off. Okay, so we're going to bend the other knee. And again, I'm going to pull that sit bone back so it feels like it brings me more towards the front, and then I'm going to fold in and see where I go. So it might be there. It's possible that you can fold in enough to hold your foot, or put a strap or a towel or something around your foot so you can do this little bit. So push on the gas pedal and lengthen the spine. And this is the only way I do this pose. I do this pose a lot of different flavors, but this is one, and I like it. It's the flavor we're working with today. And 2 more breaths. And then we're going to inhale our way up, and then exhale into the twist going the other direction. So wherever I land is where I land, and then I'm going to just enliven that foot a little bit, center my hips a little bit, to let my upper back turn as much as it wants, and then take the head the other way. Just to traction out that little area of skin right there around my throat. It lives kind of between the temple and the throat, kind of down that edge. So we're looking for that stretch just in the skin, not too much in the muscle. I can actually feel that in my throat just a little bit. Take one more breath. Now we're going to bring the head back and bring the torso back. And then add a little movement. Now, what you could do from here is you could let yourself rest in Shavasana. If a Shavasana would be your ideal situation, you can come to a cross-legged sitting position and do a little meditation. This is I like to do meditation after I do yoga because my mind is kind of in a better place than when I first wake up or later when I have things to do. And so thank you for joining me for a little yoga Pilates fusion. Namaste. Bye, yogis.